we learnt from Adonis.
Steve. Senkacz.
Senkacz!
Welcome to our adventures!
Once more. I'm Steve Domo and welcome to Chris and Zofia's kitchen on Kangaroo Island here. They've kindly let us use their kitchen because we are going to be cooking chocolate. Now, yes, chocolate. They are Polish and they don't speak any English. And I'm like Australian with Polish heritage, but I don't speak any Polish. So we're going to try this out and see how we go. A lot of you ask exactly what chocolate is and how I make chocolate because I do this as a bit of a hobby. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what chocolate actually is. So chocolate starts out as a cacao nib, which grows on a tree, right? Chocolate is then split into two parts. That cacao nib is split into cacao powder and what we have is cacao butter. Now effectively what they do is take the butter, which is very valuable here, the cacao butter, and they sell that to very high-end places because this is very valuable. Now typically with your mainstream chocolates, it's called compound, and they'll take this powder, which is a very easy substance to get, and they'll mix it with vegetable oils, vegetable fats, and cheaper oils, palm oils and things like this, which doesn't actually make true chocolate. So what we have today is actual chocolate. This stuff is very expensive. Cacao butter is extremely expensive. It's about $60 Australian for a kilo. So simple ingredients of what we're going to use today is cacao powder, cacao butter. We're going to use some vanilla essence. I've got some organic vanilla essence here. We've got some maple syrup. We've got some raisins here that we're going to use, which we've soaked in port overnight. We've got some apricots and we've got some hazelnuts, some walnuts, some cashews and almonds.
Yes.
Now, for our Polish audience at home, Ewa and Darek are going to run through all these ingredients.
Okej, to tak, orzechy, migdały, nerkowce, orzech włoski i orzech laskowy.
Bardzo dobrze siostra to powiedziała. To wszystkie są orzechy. Teraz powie, co dalej tam trzeba dać.
Tak. To są suszone...
Apricot?
Suszone morele, rodzynki namoczone w alkoholu, może to być gin, może to być wino, kto co lubi. Ja lubię w ginie.
Moment. To są morele, jak Ewa powiedziała, z własnego ogródka, suszone 3 miesiące.
Syrop klonowy, bardzo dobry, zamiast cukru. Esencja waniliowa, very good.
Wyśmienita normalnie. Każdemu polecam.
Tłuszcz kakaowy, najzdrowszy na świecie. I w końcu najwspanialsze kakao.
Jak mówi, to prawda.
Okej?
Where's my kiss? Oh, Darek.
Co to wyszło?
Okay, we've got some basic things that we're going to use to actually mix this up. So we've got a mixing bowl here, which we're going to use the chocolate in. We've got a bit of a strainer to drain the currents out. We have a spatula, as you can see, some tasting spoons and a couple of knives. And a bit of baking paper, which we're going to use. Oh yeah, that's a knife. Alright, so we're going to get started. We get these guys to chop some nuts while we go and prepare the cacao. Because the cacao is what takes a little while to melt. Alright, now you're focusing on us.
Najpierw, żeby zacząć robić kakao, to trzeba rozpuścić tłuszcz kakaowy.
Yeah.
Yes?
Huh.
Tak.
The cacao needs to melt, so we're just going to
Ops.
open this one up and put all this in. Now, we've pre-chopped this so that it's actually more like a sort of powdery sort of consistency. We're going to put this on the stove. So to do this, you just want some hot water in a pan. We've used a glass bowl, sit that on top so the steam underneath can melt the cacao. What we're going to do is use the wooden spoon now to do that. Now this should take a little while. It should take maybe 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how much you've cut it up.
Robimy to sprawnie i jak się da, w kawałkach, mniejsze, większe, nieważne. Jak kto lubi i co kto lubi. O. Lubisz duże?
Very
To
good.
będziesz miał duże.
Very good.
O tak. Good?
Very good, very
Very
good.
good. Very good.
Right, check them out. So just put the nuts aside and we'll use them very shortly.
3. Jest. Okej.
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 To nieważne jak się pokroi, tylko aby pokroić
Żeby
i to
smak
tak,
był
oczywiście.
i żeby czekolada wyszła bardzo smaczna.
Tak.
Teraz
Tak.
weźmiemy, odlejemy
Tak.
teraz odlejemy fajną zawartość, która tutaj jest. Potem możemy to wykorzystać do innych celów, jak kto woli. My nie będziemy teraz tego pokazywać na wizji, zrobimy to później. Odlewamy wszystko. Bardzo
Odcedzamy,
pięknie.
tak.
Proszę spojrzeć, jak to wygląda. Pięknie. Odcedzamy czyściutko, ładnie, trząchamy. Każda kropla się liczy normalnie. Ok, teraz możemy to z powrotem wyrzucić. Proszę bardzo.
Wysypać.
Tak to powinno wszystko wyglądać i pachnąć.
Beautiful. As you can see, all the stuff's been chopped, drained and ready to go. So we're going to go check on the cacao now and see how that's doing.
Może ja skontroluję siostrę, czy siostra poprawnie to miesza w prawo czy w lewą stronę. Pokaż. Zobaczymy. Już, proszę Państwa, prawie się rozpuszcza. Także mamy jeszcze chwilkę, parę minut. Teraz może będzie mieszała w drugą stronę, to może szybciej będzie. Dobrze?
Right, so in the meantime, we're going to cut some baking paper and line some pretty basic trays with what we've got. So we're just using a couple of these trays to make different kinds of chocolate so we can add different things in at different stages. Pretty straightforward stuff. So I prefer to use baking paper, grease paper, as opposed to aluminium, just because of the, I think it's better for you. It's not as bad for you. Cut this one. Dziękuję. Perfecto, perfecto. You put this one in here?
Proszę bardzo. Sztefi, dalej ty.
Okay, Eva's finished mixing up and now melting cacao butter. Now, I make this chocolate to a ratio, so I can make this to a small amount of chocolate or a big amount of chocolate. Basically what we're trying to do is match the cacao powder with agave syrup. Now, we're going to be putting this into here. We're going to be putting the cacao powder into the butter. So I just basically mix up. I have to start that again.
Na oko oczywiście, ktoś może.
Basically, I make this to ratios. So this is going to make a small amount of chocolate or it could make a large amount of chocolate. It doesn't matter because it's done by ratio. So I'll fill this container that we've had before with about the same amount of cacao powder as we had of the butter. So now we're going to mix this in.
Okay.
There we go, stir that.
Mieszamy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes.
It smells like
O,
chocolate.
pachnie.
Smells.
Pokaż.
Smells like chocolate.
Normalnie można to wąchać i wąchać. Taki piękny zapach
Musi to
jest.
bardzo smakować.
Normalnie
Okej.
bym palca wam włożył, ale będzie dla mnie bardzo zły.
So today we're making our chocolate to be completely vegan, to be completely vegetarian, to be organic, and all of this stuff is. So we're using maple here. Now you could use honey, but it wouldn't make it vegan if you really want to get technical. So we're using about the same amount of maple as we've used for the cacao powder and the cacao butter. So we're just going to put all of this in, and we should get it roughly to around the taste that we like. Crazy Chris, who's filming this, doesn't think we should put so much in, so we're going to give it a bit of a taste. This is what we have these little spoons
Yes.
for. So Eva mixes this in, and this is where you get creative. This is where you can actually try it and just see, go by taste.
Proszę
I go by
bardzo.
taste.
Już gęstnieje.
Okay, so we taste a little
Już.
bit.
Jest.
Mm,
Już jest coraz gęstsze.
that's really good. That's really good.
Tutaj. Sztefie.
Okay.
Jest.
Darek?
Zobaczymy, co on tutaj zrobił, co wymyślił. Mam nadzieję, że Państwo też
No.
widzą, jaka konsystencja jest.
Dla mnie jest ok.
It's okay?
Ok.
Okay.
Ciebie?
Mm.
Też ok?
What do you think?
Weźcie mi odgońcie od tego, bo nie dam rady.
Dasz radę. Nie, bo
Okej, dobra.
Okay, so at this point we're going to add some vanilla essence. And this vanilla essence just gives it a little bit of a nicer flavour, I think. The other thing you do, which I'm going to do in this one, is add some coconut cream. When people make dairy milk chocolate, they're adding milk. So in this one, we're not going to add milk, but we still want to have a creamy consistency because this is pretty rich and pretty thick as it is right now. So we're just going to add some coconut milk, which is... Yeah, we have to...
No.
Doesn't come out. There you go. Your sister. If you didn't know, Ewa and Darek are actually brother and sister.
Tak.
And they're out here in Australia right now on holidays for a month to visit us and actually see us. Which is really nice.
Wszystko się zgadza. Tak jest. Wszystko mam to wlać?
Yeah, so I just usually use about half a can of this.
Wszystko?
Yeah, well, no, that's it. Good.
Good?
Very good.
Okay.
So coconut milk's just going to give it a bit more of a milky, light consistency, like your milk chocolates of your big brands. So what we'll do is put this one back on the stove for a minute or two, just to get the coconut cream to melt, and away we go.
Zabiorę włoski, żeby nie wpadły. Proszę bardzo.
To ma być poważny film o czekoladzie
No to
robionej w Australii.
Tu mów do kamery, bo to powiedz parę
Tak jest.
słów.
No, już pięknie się
Powiemy
wszystko
parę
połączyło.
słów. Przyjechaliśmy tutaj na urlop do Zosi i do Chrisa, jeżeli chodzi. Bardzo pięknie tutaj jest, na wyspach, na których oni mieszkają, gdzie możemy ugotować tą czekoladę razem wspólnie ze Stevenem.
Tak jest.
So now we're going to take our chocolate and we're going to pour it into 3 different pans here. And after it's in the pans, we're going to mix in the different ingredients that we have here so we can make 3 different kinds of chocolate. If you put the ingredients in right now, you'll only have the same kind of chocolate. So that's what we're going to do.
Okej.
What have I done? I didn't quite make enough.
Wszystko trzeba wygrzebać, bo szkoda.
Tak jest.
Pięknie, o, konsystencja. Okej, super. Troszeczkę zrobimy miejsca, tak, żeby ładnie zakryło każdą jedną część,
Okay.
żeby to ładnie wyglądało. Proszę bardzo, spojrzeć, żeby wszędzie było pewnie.
Dobra.
Okej.
Ja. Tutaj damy rodzyneczki. Troszkę. Aha.
How's it taste?
Dobra.
I guess we do the fruit.
Wszystkiego po trochu, tak.
Okej.
Fruit? This one with fruit?
Położę, tak, żeby wszędzie się rozeszły.
And that's how you make organic, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, you name it chocolate. That's it. It's that simple.
Teraz my dziękujemy bardzo za to, że możecie nas teraz oglądać, próbować tych smakołyków, które tutaj zrobiliśmy właśnie. Niech powie trochę moja siostra, co tam dodała i jak to smakuje.
Tak. To jest bardzo, bardzo dobre, bardzo zdrowe, organiczne, naturalna czekolada, naturalny tłuszcz, naturalne orzechy. Wszystko jest naturalne. Zapraszamy do robienia swojej własnej czekolady.
Dziękujemy za to, że mogliśmy w kuchni to wszystko wykonać dla Zosi i Krysa. Dzięki.
Dziękuję. See you later.
Yeah,
Thank you. This is good.
Good. Chris, pokaż nam tam. Ja ci powiem, czy jest good, czy nie good.
Ojcze, ty tak skiepściłeś.